So so they go on and say, we have the experts herding the sheep into their proper pens prior to the slaughter. We have the New Age teachers, the prophets of our time, the Christ, the cults, with some parts of the truth, most, again, using a little knowledge to bring the sheep to the slaughter pens. What did they say? Here we have all these experts herding the sheep to execution. We have all the New Age, no, they didn't say New Age people here. They said New Age teachers. And they said the prophets of our times, the Christs, all the people that say, I'm Christ reborn, all the cults, the evil ones, you understand. We won't tell you what they think the cult, the biggest cult in the United States is. I'm not going to go there. But they have told me. Anyway, so they have some parts of the truth, and they use those little parts to bring the sheep to slaughter. And then they go on and say, but what is there on the other side? What motivates one to move to the cosmic, spiritual, eternal soul side? As John again and again pointed out, the other side is rather deserted. Oh, we have that special soul who is allowed to enter every 2,000 years, and that still small prodding from the fourth, which one might respond to. Is that going to be it? Is that it? Is that all? That's what I said. Hey, what have you got here? You've got all the advertising, all these material-oriented, dominion, tickle-oriented people running around advertising and showing you how wonderful everything is. That's the one side. On the other side, you have, ta-da, the one special soul who made an impact but hung on the cross, follow me, I think we already went through that once. I'm not really excited about hanging on the cross, thank you. Even if it's a subconscious decision, I don't want to die on the cross. That isn't what he meant, but that's kind of what you've been taught since then. So here you are with all of these things that you have on the one side, and then you go to the other side, and what do you got? And is that it? And they said, he has a point. Whew, wow, I have a point. And they go on and say, the fallen one has its dominion. Every day it promotes in 1,000 ways the sanctity of life, and we're talking about the monkey life now, not the soul's life, and the pleasures of the monkey. Every day it promotes the seduction. Put up with the little atrocities for a little while longer. Support the atrocities a little while longer. Do the little atrocities a little longer. Soon you will be in power. And then dominion of the same sweet little sheep will be yours. You can own them, control them, force them to do anything you can imagine. Anything you can imagine. You can be a god. You can be a god. Hear them? Day in, day out. You can be a god. How are you going to do that? Support these atrocities. Don't say, hey, you can't do that. That isn't right. Shut up. Support them. We'll pay you more when you do that. You'll get a better job. Quit your complaining. Look at everybody else is there too. What are you doing? That way you can be, you will eventually become in power. You will eventually come to power yourself. Why is it okay for the president to do what he's doing? Because someday you might be president in one of your incarnations, and you can do those things. Bring to light anything? That's the understanding they're given. So then they go on and say, given what you can see from the monkey point of view, there is little reason to seek other than dominion for self. The church has failed in its duty to teach the truth, and it would seem that we have failed too, we being them who gave this work. And here sits the monkey, seeking its happiness in the tickle of earth, or of dominion. The monkey is never told what it is and why it is here. So here you are, and it's true. I think it's true. I kind of said the same thing, If the monkey were a good little doobie and it did seek to do good little things, where would it go? It'd go to the church. What would it learn? They would learn, get a nice car, or get a better job, pay more to the church. Always? No, not always. Every church? No, not every church. But just go out there and shuffle through the yellow pages and find one. Maybe you take offense at that because you have a special church. Go through the yellow pages, spin down through them, and just pick one. Makes their point pretty obvious, at least if you look. And so they go on. Now comes the special soul, and the door is to be opened soon. And then comes the new seeds of the second of the grace cycles. And they're going to be sown on fertile black earth of the questing mind, or smothered in the weed-choked earth of trivia, or cast upon the stone of the dominion bent. Your choice. Those who grew the seeds of Christ will be freed to the new earth, and through karma and example, perhaps gain the true treasure, the shadow of which man has been trying with failing hands to scoop up and hoard in his treasure chest here on earth. In other words, they're going to get that thing that man thinks he's getting here. Of course, you're not going to get it here. You can scoop all you want and hoard all you want. You're not going to get it here. And these people will be freed. And you, left here for the next 2,000 years to enter again and again into the muck of this pigsty? Or perhaps climb to the position of dominion promised by those who would feed the fallen one on demand? And then locked in the only cost, your soul? Gonna stay here? Lose your soul? Is that what you're going to choose? Boy, they don't like this place much, pigsty, and I have to agree with them. I see it the same way now. So then they go on and say, why the trap? That's the next chapter, why the trap? Why was the trap created, and why were you here in the trap? This trap, as is now seen, wasn't intended in the beginning. It was when the fallen one came that everything was changed. The process of karma was working. There would have been few remaining. Then came the interference. After that, earth was doomed to be a trap for those who wanted dominion and the 5 cents tickle. The trap was created because Father gave the newly created souls free will. What has free will to do with it? If a soul can do anything it decides to do because of free will, some are bound and determined to decide to become gods just like Father. Or rather, not just like Father, because they would be number 2. Instead, these souls are attracted to the various places in creation where they are given a chance to fulfill their need to become what they perceive to be a number 1 God. Those places are then removed from the rest of creation. These places are locked out of creation, giving rise to the term trap. These sphere of influences include Earth. These traps, Earth is one of. And they say that is all you need to know if you are a level 2 reader. Level 3 and higher readers can fill in the blanks or wait for book 5. Why are you here? Good question. They've been explaining to you why you're here. We're coming to the end of book 3 here, and they've been explaining to you why man is here. He's here because he was a soul traveling Father's creation, and he found the earth, and wow, look at what's going on down there. Well, let's check this out. I'm not diminishing their power, because if you knew what a soul really was, can't get there. But anyway, basically they were attracted to the earth influence, and they stayed here. And then they've gone through the teaching cycle, and then they've gone through the karmic cycle, and then they've gone through the phase cycle, and they say, here, why are you here? Good question. Do you have a need to be a god? Do you love the dominion, the control, the power of some part of your life? If not, then get out and stay out. And then little side note, they say, accepting the teachers, of course. What does that mean? teachers are here to teach. So they aren't part of Dominion or Tickle. They're here to teach, so we have to exclude them.